weren't expecting you today.
Well, I didn't have any surgery scheduled for this morning, so I thought I'd come by and pitch in. Well, you give a clinic and nobody shows up.
Well, you do without sarcasm, Mark.
Well, apparently you're doing without patients, too.
The patients are probably not here because they are scared of the mob, right?
Obviously.
Rick thinks it's very important for us to be here so that they can see that we're not scared.
Well, maybe you're not scared, but it seems the patients certainly are.
We know that, Mark. Do you have to rub it in?
Don't snap at me. Why don't you admit it? This is totally a waste of time.
Yes?
Is this the Scorpio residence?
It is.
I'd like to see Robert.
He's not here, Miss...
Just tell Robbie that Connie is here. He'll see me. Are you the secretary, dear?
No, I'm not. And as I said before, he's not here.
I see. Well, you're not the maid, are you?
Hardly.
Just a friend, is that it, dear?
No, that's not it. I happen to be his wife. Where are you going?
Now, you've defied me, and I'm here to stop you.
What are you talking about?
You know damn well what I'm talking about. You started demolition of Ruby Anderson's old apartment building this morning, and I'm telling you to stop as of right now. Now, there will be no further destruction until your mob connections are totally severed. Get on the phone and order the work stopped.
Make me.
Don't you realize you're just standing around here wasting time?
I'll tell you what we don't need, Mark, is somebody like you handing us comments like that.
Well, what you do need are patience, and you're not going to get any.
That is your opinion.
Well, judging from looking around, I think it's a fact. You're right. The mob has scared them off.
They'll be here.
They'll be here.
That's right.
They'll be here, you know, when what freezes over.
All right. Now, guys, there is nothing to be gained by the two of you arguing.
I am not arguing. I simply resent the waste.
Waste what waste?
Of your time and talent, for one thing. Instead of standing around this empty cause, Celebrare, you could be in OR right now at General Hospital, saving somebody's life.
No, I've heard that before. I've heard it one too many times. My great surgical skills being wasted. Thank you. That's enough.
All right, to hell with it. Came down here to give you a hand. I heard the clinic was open. Forget it.
No, Mark, we are grateful, honestly.
Well, thank you. But one thing I didn't expect to find was two able doctors wasting half a day waiting for patients to come around who don't...
We're not wasting time. You got that?
I have to agree with him on that. I think it's very important that we're here, that we show people we are ready to take care of them.
Thank you. There is no one here.
They will be here, Doctor.
It's pointless, and you both know it.
What is pointless is having this entire discussion with you. You cut me out.
Honey, wait, Rick.
No, I'm not going to sit around for the next part, which happens to be, I told you so.
Rick.
Robbie is married. To you.
Yes.
Well, then, for what it's worth, I apologize. I didn't mean to barge in like that before. It's just that I know Robbie's habits.
You do?
Oh, very well. He had a desk job at one time. He was a fanatic about keeping himself insulated. The same as when he was an agent in the field. No one could get through to him.
Apparently you knew Robert when he was with the World Security Bureau.
I did.
I don't believe I know your last name.
Townley, but Connie will do. Will you please have Robbie call me?
How does he do that?
Tell him that I'm just passing through town, and I'm staying at the Harbor Towers.
May I also tell him if this is business or pleasure?
Both. Naturally, I want to see Robbie for old time's sake.
Naturally.
Oh, and will you also tell him it is very important that I talk to him as soon as possible?
I always make sure Robert gets all of his messages.
Good Lord, I can't believe that Robbie is married. I'm sorry, but it's the last thing on earth I expected to hear.
It's quite true.
Then I wish you all the best. Oh, and ask him to call me as soon as possible.
Have I made myself clear? Watch my lips. The demolition will stop now.
All right, if you're through spouting off, Commissioner, I want you to understand something. A, legal building permits were obtained from the city building department to destroy that building. B, legitimate bids were given and taken and accepted, all right? And C, there are jobs and there are men working at those jobs and they're being paid under a contract.
A, B, C, and D. You still control the work. You can order it stopped.
Why? What for? You're just going to create a hazardous situation down there. The building is half destroyed. It's going to be dangerous down there.
Then you just build a nice little plywood fence around it. Suitably signposted, of course. Then you and your pal Han can sit in there and play jacks with the rubber.
You must be dreaming, Scorpio. I'm not breaking any laws. In fact, I am working within the law here, all right? Or do you doubt that these are legal permits?
Legal or not, I'll have you shut down by noon.
Yeah, how you going to do that?
I'll go straight from here to the mayor. Any current permits you've got, I'll have them revoked. Any new ones you've applied for, I'll have them denied. Have a good day.
I heard.
Yeah, well, that figures.
You think he'll be able to stop you?
Yeah, I do, and I think he just might.
Thanks, Mom.
You look awfully down, Rick. What happened?
It's more what didn't happen. We open the clinic, we wait for patients, and nobody shows up.
I'm sorry.
And to top it all off, Mark comes by and he tells us we're wasting time.
Well, I'm sure that's exactly what you needed to hear.
The worst part is that he's half correct. We did open up, we have waited for patients, and no one's there, so we're wasting time.
Well, I know you must feel frustrated, Rick, but you gotta hang in there.
Oh, for some kind of miracle to come along? These people down here are scared.
And those same people need to be reassured, and can be. Look, when I threw Scotty out of here a couple of months ago, he reminded me that there are plenty of other restaurants in town.
There is no other Kelly's. You got an institution down there.
Well, I hope that's true, because Scotty also reminded me that when he opens his new mall here, there's going to be a lot more new restaurants on the waterfront. So I thought about it, and I just decided I have to hold my ground.
Of course, you were right.
And that's what you have to do, Rick. Look, because if the people down here see that you're not going to be driven out, that you're going to stay here, they'll come back.
I sure hope so, because I got a lot of my life and a lot of blood in this project, and I'm not going to let it go down the tubes.
And it won't, believe me.
Thanks.
What do I owe you, Rose?
Just $1 even by.
Oh, thanks.
Sure.
This is Calvert. Hi, how are you?
Oh, Dr. Weber, it's you.
Right.
I didn't notice.
How's your leg?
Still gives me a lot of trouble.
Well, the clinic's open. Why don't you stop by? I'll take a look at it.
No, I don't think so, Doctor. I'd rather put up with a bum leg than drink poisoned water.
That's all been corrected.
Oh, what might happen next? I just can't take the chance.
If you feel that strongly, there is a free clinic at General Hospital. I'm sure we can get you down there.
That means a bus trip both ways, Doctor, and I can't afford the fare. Especially since I have to call a doctor to come to see me.
Then I guess we're right back where we started. We have the free Waterfront Clinic, and it's open right now. Please.
Just scared to try it.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
We all do. We even pray for you, Dr. Weber. I mean, holding on the way you do. Something awful could happen to you.
I doubt that.
Don't be so sure.
Why, the waterfront's always been rough, you know that, but people manage to stay safe enough.
Yes,
Right.
but not anymore. It's changed now.
How has it changed?
Well, there used to be fights, drunken brawls once in a while, things like that.
And there still are.
Right.
Yeah. But now there's something else. It's a kind of a feeling of, well, evil you can sense everywhere. It isn't just rough, Rose. It's scary.
There is nothing for anyone to be afraid of, really.
You wouldn't say that if you knew how people feel. They're supposed to be redeveloping the waterfront, right?
Yes, that's the intention.
Well, I say they're not redeveloping it. They're destroying it. And we're all scared.
Any luck?
With what?
With information on Largo.
I'm working on it.
Well, put it in gear, will you? Because I gotta find out. I need an address, anything, something.
Well, Scotty, it would be a lot easier if I had something more than just his name to go on.
That's all I can supply.
How covert do you want me to be?
As covert as possible. I don't want anybody to know that we're looking for this guy.
All right.
All right, well, let me know when you got something, okay?
I will. I'll keep working on it.
Thank you. Good girl.
Largo. Largo. Largo.
Hey. What's that?
I was just talking to myself.
Well, now, didn't I tell you once before that's a bad habit, Heather?
Yeah, somebody told me that.
Where's your boss?
He's inside.
We'll just pop in. Nope, that's okay. He won't mind.
Yeah, good morning, Baldwin. What are you doing all cooped up inside here on such a pretty spring day?
I got a lot of work to do.
Well, forget that. Let's take a break. We're going down to the site, see how the demolition's going.
Yeah, why don't you come along with us?
Well, why don't you just go ahead without me?
You all right there, Scotty? Look a little worried about something.
Why should I be worried?
Now, that's a good question.
Just go ahead. Have a good afternoon.
Fine.
See you later.
Suit yourself. Come on, Tony. I don't want to miss it when the roof falls in.
How you doing? Well, just keep trying, okay? Because I need to find that guy, and fast.
Come in, Robert.
Thank you, Bob.
Please,
Glad you
sit
could spare
down.
the time.
Well, I was anxious to. I've been reading the transcripts of the Susan Baldwin murder case, of course, in the newspapers as well. I was really eager to get your summary of it.
Well, what you've read is accurate. Crane Tolliver and Susan Baldwin cooked up some sort of extortion plot against the Quartermains.
For what reason?
Reasons unknown. For some reason that there was a falling out between the two of them. Crane shot Susan before the actual trump card was revealed to the Quartermains.
Well, and that wraps it up?
As far as the police department's concerned, the case is closed.
Well, that's fine with me if it's fine with you. Now, what can I do for you? I know you well enough to know this isn't a social visit.
Yeah. It's about the Waterfront redevelopment project. Now, as you know, Scott Baldwin is deeply involved in it.
I was aware of that.
Are you also aware of the fact that there is a strong connection between Scott Baldwin and Anthony Hand?
Are you sure of that? Anthony Hand is an out-and-out mobster.
I've seen proof that Scotty and Hand are running the redevelopment project themselves, or at least fronting mob money behind it.
Well, when you say proof?
Contracts linking them financially.
I've always felt that Hand was reporting to someone higher up in the criminal hierarchy.
You should also be aware that when the development project becomes operational, money from the concessions will flow directly to Hand and the people he works for.
Well, now, that could mean that the mob is behind the actual construction of the development.
Right. And now they're also behind the current demolition that's going on.
When I agreed to the demolition of the sports center, it was with the express stipulation that a new one be erected.
Oh, which it will, but again, it'll have mob backing.
We can't allow that.
I agree, and that's precisely the reason I'm here. Step by step, they're operating with city permits, including the one that you approved of for the current demolition.
Permits can be revoked, Robert.
You willing to do that?
Well, in light of what you said, I'm not only willing, I insist on it.
Including the permit for the demolition going on right now?
Well, certainly, if we're going to stop this thing, we have to nip it in the bud right now, and that includes the entire operation.
Do you want proof of the connection between Baldwin and the criminal element involved?
Oh, not as long as you tell me it exists. Robert, I don't mind saying that's exactly why I was so eager for you to become police commissioner, to ferret out these skeletons in the closet like you've done in this matter. I'm really grateful to you.
Just trying to do the job.
Well, you're doing the job very good. Now, I suggest you and I go right down to the building department. We're going to shut Baldwin down as of now. We won't allow any other permits to be issued for any work until you can assure me that Baldwin and his connection with the mobsters is finished once and for all.
Lesley, I'm sorry I upset Rick, but I had to call it the way I saw it. I really resent this waste.
Well, I feel like I'm caught in the middle here. I agree with you. He's brilliantly talented as a doctor, and for him just to sit around anywhere doing nothing all day is a waste.
Well, what about you? You're a brilliant doctor as well. It's a waste of your time, too.
You have to understand there's another side to this, Mark. He built this place with his own blood, sweat, and tears. His whole heart is in here. I don't blame him for trying to save it.
Rick's a smart man. And a wise man will see the inevitable.
Oh, no. This is what I was afraid of. No patience.
No, not all morning.
Well, where's Rick? I thought he'd be here.
Well,
He was here. He left rather abruptly.
What do you mean? What happened?
Oh, nothing out of the ordinary. Just another blow-up because somebody confronted him about the clinic. I am sure he went looking for a sympathetic shoulder to cry on. If you need to talk to him, I would suggest the Kellys is probably the place to start.
I don't understand.
Nothing. I'm sorry. Nothing.
well, I tried to tell him this is a no-win situation. He didn't want to accept it, but it's the truth. This place is finished.
Well, I find that hard to accept as well. I just can't imagine the people down here without the medical attention they need.
Neither can I.
Well, I think they can have the proper medical attention. I don't know the details, but I'm sure there must be an alternative.
Like what?
Well, what it boils down to is you have to admit this place is through. And you have to find a way to get the waterfront patients to the clinic at General Hospital.
Mark, that involves a ride. These people don't have cars. Most of them don't even have the bus fare.
Well, even if they have a dime, they need it for food.
Well, what I have in mind doesn't cost a cent.
What do you mean, like some kind of carpool?
No. I'm talking about a bus. Not a public bus, but a private bus. As a shuttle between the waterfront and General Hospital.
You know, that just might work.
Sure.
A bus or a van.
Well, but it would only work if it wouldn't cost them anything to ride it.
Well, that's the whole idea. You get volunteers. You get volunteers to drive down here at certain points of the waterfront. You have volunteers to help the patients off at General Hospital.
You know, it would be a godsend. Except we don't have a bus or a van.
Well, I have an idea. The hospital might help fund this. We can bring the idea to Steve. He can take it to the board. Are they going to turn us down?
Well, it would certainly give the people here the medical care they need. They might be afraid of coming here, but I don't really see how they could object to a free bus ride.
Lesley, then you're for the idea.
Well, let's say I'm for it if we understand that we are talking stopgap here, that this is only temporary until this place is accepted again.
And what if it isn't?
It's got to be. It will be. It's got to be. Rick is going to devote the rest of his life to making sure of it. But I think if we could present him with this shuttle idea and make sure he understands that we're only talking about a temporary solution, I think he might agree to.
Hi, love. Just came from Mayor Everett's office. He's promised to do everything he can to help me shut down Scotty.
Good.
When the man decides to act, he doesn't fool about. Any messages?
Captain Ramsey called to say he's on his way to his appointment with you.
Fine.
And Connie was here.
Who?
Just tell Robbie Connie was here. End quote.
Connie? Connie? You can't mean Connie Townley.
She's at the Harbour Towers.
Are you sure you got the name right here? Constance Townley is in Port Charles.
Very much so. You're to call her at the Harbour Towers.
I'm amazed.
So was she when she found out you were married.
Oh, yeah, she would be.
Actually, I would say stunned was probably a better word for her reaction.
Well, I can explain that.
Don't. Please, there's no need.
Look, but Connie and I just simply work together.
Right, for the WSB.
Yeah, naturally, of course, we became close friends.
Yes, naturally.
Why are you smiling like that?
Oh, was I smiling? I didn't notice. You're doing something that I've never seen you do before.
What?
You're blushing.
That is ridiculous. I have never blushed in my life, and why would I start blushing now?
I have no idea. But your red face is very becoming.
Look, Holly, I want to explain here about... What do you mean, don't? I mean, it's nothing dire.
What I mean is, our marriage is in name only. That arrangement eliminates the need to explain anyone.
Oh, hello, Holly. Nice to see you.
Come on in, Robert just got here.
Commissioner, how are you?
Hiya, Bert.
I'm sorry to bother you like this, but I really want to wrap up a final report on the Susan Baldwin case.
Oh, it's fine. As a matter of fact, I spoke to the mayor today, and he read the preliminary report, and I told him we were closing the case.
Good.
Shall I get that?
Yeah, please.
Now, look, I've made some notes, and if you'll look them over with me, if you're okay, then I guess that'll wrap the whole thing up.
Sounds good.
Hello?
Rather simple.
Just one moment, please.
On this point here, now...
But if you just take it from the way I...
Excuse me?
Yeah.
The phone. It's for you, Robbie.
I see. No, I'm sorry I bothered you. Yeah, thanks anyway.
You got anything yet?
No, I've been calling New York numbers for hours.
And?
Nothing. I mean, I've called 5 different Largos, but none of them is our man.
Great.
The last call, I thought I almost had the right person. The guy lived in Brooklyn. He imported olive oil. It sounded good.
And?
Well, turns out Largo's the name of the olive oil, and the family's Chinese.
What the hell's going on, Baldwin?
Did you ever hear about knocking?
Oh, come off it.
All right, what's going on? What's happened?
The workman just walked off the job.
What?
Yeah, come on. Take a look out the window. Demolition on that project has just come to a big, fat thud.
What happened?
Well, according to the foreman, the demolition permits have been revoked. No permits, no wrecking ball.
Damn.
I want to know who revoked those permits, and I want a straight answer now.
Well, I could say our commissioner, Robert Scorpio, but I don't think that would be accurate.
Scotty, come on, what does that mean?
It means that I should say Anthony here.
What are you talking about?
Well, you want to know who revoked the permits? I'm telling you. He revoked them because of you.
General Hospital will continue in a moment.